Hey, this is Jaimi Faulkner. You're watching Yagaloo TV, and this is my track Forgive and Forget. Here we are, this is it. I never thought I could say, let's forgive and forget. Start a brand new day. Let come what may. We'll take this thing right back to the stars. Oh, kiss me like your life depended on it. Like your life depended on something, that one thing. Hey, mein Name ist Jaimi Faulkner. Ich komme aus Australien und ihr seht jetzt ein kleiner Beitrag über mich. Ask you, would you stay? Tell me, can we kiss? Like our lives depend on it. It ain't hard. Well, I started making music when I was about 11 years old. My father came home one evening with a guitar, and it was a beginner's guitar, and he hoped that he would be able to learn himself. But as soon as I saw the guitar, I said, that's for me. I like the look of that. So I took it off him, and I don't think he ever learned how to play guitar very well. I think he only knows a few chords, but I'm still playing, and I think it was one of the greatest things that happened to me, actually. Well, I love playing the instrument. I originally started off playing piano, and I didn't really feel a connection to playing piano. But as soon as I picked up the guitar, somehow it just felt natural. I think the way it resonates is something very personal. It kind of resonates on your body when you play it, and yeah, it feels good. And I think it's more rock and roll than playing the piano. Sorry if there's any piano players out there. Kiss me like your life depended on it. Like your life depended on something, that one thing. We don't have to say goodbye. So tell me, does your life depend on this? If I ask you, would you stay? Tell me, can we kiss like our lives depend on a kiss? I think I first started writing songs when I was in high school, probably about 15 years old, and they were terrible love songs that I would never like to hear again. But I think everyone starts out like that, you know, writing about love and trying to write complicated songs, but it was only until, much later when I started actually looking back and enjoying the stuff that I'd written. Well, I kind of felt like I'd explored as much as I possibly could in Australia. I'd already done a lot of the national festivals and already released 2 records. And I sort of felt that to get to the next level and sort of extend myself, that the best thing to do would be to come to Europe and perform over here. And when I got here, I loved it so much that I decided to stay. I've been back to Australia a few times to play some festivals, but at the moment I'm calling Berlin home. Started out, I was tickled alive as my ears danced along to the tune. The headphones like pillows, they rest on my ears, and the needle cracked along in the room. Oh, when you'd walk in, you lift up the arm, and the song, it would start yet again. Such excitement I felt, and I knew right away that this would be my path to the end. Oh, and lately I've been pushed by the weight of the world. Oh, and not by the love of the song. Lately I've been pushed by the weight of the world. Oh, and not by the love of the song. And I hope you can turn me around. Yeah, it was released first in the Benelux, in the Netherlands and Belgium, where I do a lot of playing. But it gets released on the 17th of January here in Germany. And I'm really excited to finally let the wonderful German audiences hear the record, and of course you can get it at all the shows in January. I played with a lot of different musicians on this record, people that I'd met through my travels in Europe, and I recorded half the record in Berlin and half the record in Amsterdam, actually. And it was the first record that I've ever used strings and horn players on. So I did a lot of horn and string arranging with a friend of mine from Australia. Luke Howard is his name. And we recorded a lot of that in Berlin, actually. Yeah, probably. I think I write a lot about my own experiences and circumstances were different when I moved to Europe, of course, and I was going through a lot of different stuff, acclimatizing to a new country and a new culture, and of course dealing with leaving things behind in Australia and leaving people behind and friends and loved ones. So that's kind of reflected on the album as well. So I think it's more a case of the songwriting material being different to what it might have been if I still stayed in Australia playing with the same band and living the same life.
Lately I've been pushed by the weight of the world, and not by the love of the song. Lately I've been pushed by the weight of the world, and not by the love of the song. Lately I've been pushed by the weight of the world, and not by the love of the song. Lately I've been pushed by the weight of the world.
I think the quickest song I wrote was the first one, If It's Me. And I wrote that when I was backstage touring with Vonda Shepard. Vonda Shepard's quite well known in the US, and she was touring here, and I was opening up for her. She was on the Ally McBeal show, yeah. So I was hanging out backstage, and my tour promoter, tour manager guy was joking around with me and saying, "Come on, man, write a hit song." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna write one." And this song just kind of came out of nowhere, and it was a lot of fun to write. And that's the one that I first started hearing these ideas of horns and strings, and that kind of carried on the whole rest of the record, actually. But yeah, I think that was definitely the quickest song that I wrote. I think I finished it all up in about an hour and a half. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to be touring with my band, which is something I don't do all the time. I usually tour just by myself. So it's cool. I've got my band coming across from Tilburg in the Netherlands. I've been playing with those guys for about 2 years now, and they're all amazing musicians. And we're jumping in the big Mercedes Sprinter and heading out across Germany. Looking forward to it very much.
Nose in to the crook of your neck, honey, that's a place that I love best. When I'm leaning and nestle against your skin.
Germany. If you live in Berlin, Kiel, Hamburg, Hanover, Dortmund, Cologne, Stuttgart, or Dachau, then come along to a show.
Honey, that's a place that I love.